Time to follow Dr. Hartman, and in the brief period before anybody joins the stream, I am going to be so good at paying attention. My volume's a bit low though. Cool. Right, locked. Collectible? No. Been in here. I encourage. Nothing.
I bet you do.
I bet you do. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, Delta, how you doing? I swear. What chapter are we in? Hartman's Lodge, when left with the Anderson brothers. Okay. Walk up to the TV when escaping the lodge. Hey, Maverick, why couldn't it be the weekend? I keep forgetting that it's not, to be honest. My internal clock keeps telling me that it's like Friday night. I'm glad you're okay today, Delta. I wrote myself some extremely cryptic clues for the 3 missable trophies in this game, and I wrote them about 2 weeks ago, and now I don't remember at all what I meant by them. Hey Flamethrower, I'm good, thanks, how are you? And hey Brian, I got an email from you and I've only just seen it, I'm really sorry. I'll reply to that ASAP. The one song for this game rocks. I've heard that song and it's good. I don't know if it triggers copyright to have me play it on stream, so I have been talking loudly over it whenever it comes on.
Your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario.
I have been absolutely churning through these 31 reviews in 31 days for Halloween, by the way.
We go this way, Alan.
I've got the first one like perfectly finished and uploaded. The second one, all recordings are done, it just needs to be edited. And then the next 5 are written, waiting to be proofread. And then the rest of them are notes. But good notes, you know, like thorough notes. It's all going well, and I'm very proud of it so far. I will hate everything about writing. Hey Cammy, welcome, how you doing? I will hate everything about making videos once I've done, because, I've got fucking loads to do. Hey Bruce, how you doing? Congrats on Remnant 2. You're living my dream playing that. Me and my friend Sam are supposed to do Remnant 2 together. But Sam works extremely hard, and he's a very, like, fastidious worker. So, when Sam and I play, we play on his lunch break, and we play for 1 hour. Exactly. 1 hour. And then when, you know... Hey, Stipsy, how you doing? And then when lunch break is done, we wrap it up, and we convene again in, like, another 3 weeks for 1 more hour of whatever we play. You know, it took us, like, 8 months to play It Takes Two. It took... so long. So fucking long. But yeah, we're doing Alan Wake today. And we're doing the easy playthrough while I just kind of like casually soak up the collectibles. But I'm excited to do the Nightmare run. Beyond that, hey Butch. Beyond that, I'm deciding whether or not to stream Psychonauts 2, which I've been playing a little bit off stream, like I stream all the time. I've been playing one thing off stream. I've been playing playing everything off stream, but I've been playing Psychonauts 2 off stream. And I'm really enjoying that. I don't know whether or not to put that Dionysus! Hey! It is a cool shirt, isn't it? It's like this is textured, it's like lumpy. It's plastic, it's really cool. But I went to the dentist and I was lying on the dental chair, and when I sat up it just did like the fattest, like ripping plastic Velcro fart sound ever. I think it's just a funny fabric, but the dentist just did this huge 180. She was like absolutely disgusted. But yeah, this is my favourite one. I haven't taken it off for like 6 days. But yeah, yeah, Psychonauts 2, I don't know whether or not to play that on stream. And the other thing is, I have been really slowly working through Personal Decorator for Black Ops 3. And I'm on like the fiddly accolades now. I've played each level through and I've got a bunch of the accolades. And now it's ones that are like, hey Nor, how you doing? It's the ones that are like, I think in the 3rd or 4th mission, you have to kill an enemy with an icicle falling on their head. But there's only one icicle in the game that it counts with, in the level that it counts with. And it won't kill them from 100% health, so you have to get them in the exact right position and shoot them a bit, and then drop the icicle on them. And I was using the older grenade soft reset trick, and fucking Hendrix lobbed a grenade, and blew up the icicle in my quick save. I was so pissed off with him. That man cucks every single achievement in that game. It'll be like, oh, finish this and kill every single enemy in the entire mission, and then Hendrix walks in, fucking scope out, dragging across the floor, wet meaty sounds, and then just kills them all for me. Like there was this one accolade where I had to do kills with wraps, which are like the little metallic spinny things. Oh, there's a QR code. How insidious. Yeah, there's like wraps, like these little metal spinny things, and you have to get a certain amount of kills with the wraps. And Hendrix walked in with his fat knob out every single fucking time I tried to do that, and mowed them all down for me. I was furious.
That the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony.
The work light on the balcony.
Generator hadn't been activated.
But yeah, I was saying, yeah, I think a bit of personal decorator on the stream might not go amiss, but it would just be super grindy. And also, Black Ops 3 has this... Hey Sarah, bro, how you doing? Black Ops 3 has this fucking stupid save system where... So it will measure your progress through the main story.
As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
And then you can go to like mission select and start a new mission. But it won't, even if you save that mission, it won't, even if you save in that mission, it will still reset back to your main story checkpoint. Oh, it kills me. Oh, hey, Alice. Yeah, whoopsie. I'll do that. How you doing, Alice? There's a storm coming. Alan, wait. I'm not very good at writing catchy titles. Fat Knob, yeah. Hendrix. If you played Black Ops 3 Dionysus, Hendrix is, I don't know. He's like a serial wife shagger. He's like the most insidious... What's the opposite of a cuckold? He has been single-handedly the one thing between me and the personal decorator trophy at this point. Once it gets down to like the super nitty-gritty achievements on that game, Hendrix just walks in like dick swinging. I want to strangle him. Which waste? I love that you popped up out of the ether to be like, a bull? Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. Hendrix is the bull of Black Ops 3. My brother. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Well, congratulations to your brother. I understand, Witch Waste. How you doing? So yeah, those of you that are new to the stream, you're probably going to realise that I really struggle to pay attention to the stories of games, and it's not that I can't. Well, I mean, it's just that I won't. I get really carried away. My eyes are here, which is where chat is, and my monitor's there, and I am just whoop, just getting ready for the day. Oh, amazing. Are you in Australia?
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
I'm trying to work backwards with the time zones. Hey, Caitlin. How's life? How's the cold and frigid north? How are you finding the game so far? I'm great, thank you, Ryan. And I am not giving the game the chance that it needs to thrive because I am not listening. Which is my fault. But it's easy enough to play and talk at the same time. Just got a late start. Ah, I got you. Sweet states.
My head was clearing up.
Oh, these are the Anderson brothers. Return to the room to progress tonight.
He was lying to me.
So, as I was saying when I put my fucking Wii notebook, and it's covered in pesto because I spilled pesto pasta on it, so just ignore the green splodges. But I have written down the 3 missable missable trophies in this game. They don't seem particularly missable because there's chapter select, but I've written down the 3 missable trophies in this game. 1 minute, I'm just gonna look for collect. I think I've already checked this one. Yeah, I've written down the 3 missable trophies in this game, but in like very brief speak. You know, should be dabbling in Starfield. I don't have an Xbox. The thing is, whenever a massive console exclusive comes out, I'm always like, thank fuck. Because now I don't have to feel guilty about not playing it, right? But on my feet since 5 this morning, so I'm treating myself to a Domino's. Yes, you and I are like almost always on the exact same... Oh! Majestic! Thank you for the gifted sub for Flamethrower. I appreciate it, right? Thank you. Yeah, you and I are almost always exactly on the same wavelength, Caitlin. Like with CrimeCon, and now with Thursday takeaways. Sorry, I had to check. Oh, let me have a look at my notes. We are soulmates. Go to H's office to staff wing. Room of paintings to PC. 3 tapes. I don't know what I meant by that. But it will all become clear, I'm sure. There's always such a fine line to walk when you trophy hunt on stream. Josh! What do you mean? Wait, what does Twitch mean first time chat? You were one of my... This is one of my first ever viewers. This is Josh.
That wasn't a love tap.
Josh met me back when I was playing Bloodborne, weren't you? Didn't you? Not weren't you? It's always kind of surreal to see you again, Josh. It's like blast from the past. This, I need to go to Hartman's office.
All my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping...
Shadow of the Colossus, yeah. Man. God, those were the days. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that I feel like when you're trophy hunting, and you've got like something that you want to do. Oh wait, room of paintings. Okay, this should be the PC with the tape.
Oh, majestic!
Bluebird, hey.
WB Mert.
How you doing, Bluebird? Bloodborne and Shadow of the Colossus, Titans of the PlayStation, Last of Us as well. Although that's on PC now, so I guess it doesn't count. But isn't Shadow of the Colossus on PC? No, Shadow of the Colossus isn't on PC. I'm gonna trip over myself if I keep trying. Okay, so we have to play 3 tapes, and I will allow that. Yeah, there's always a fine line to walk between like using a guide, especially when it's like a collectible heavy game and you're like running through all the nooks and crannies and stuff, and just kind of winging it. Especially if it's a game with no chapter select or no like efficient replay. If you have to completely replay like a 30-hour game to pick up like 12 collectibles that you missed, you are shagged. Absolutely shagged. My title as VIP has been usurped. To be fair, I don't think I ever removed VIP badges, so maybe it's because you've got a cake badge? Angry Housewives! Hey, I'm good thanks, how are you? How is your, I keep wanting to say Friday, how is your Thursday going? I'm going to play Alan Wake until my friend Dave gets back from work, and then me and Dave are going to play PS3. So there's going to be a very abrupt end to this stream at about 8 PM. Oh, this is so long. I'm still struggling through it. You could say I'm at my It's end, but I am not even halfway through. I thought that book was like 800 pages long. It's not, it's 1,100 pages long. So I got to 450 pages in and I was like, why is the first half of the book still thinner than the second half of the book? And then I found out. Just bring Hendrix with you. Yeah. Hendrix would thrive in a situation where not just the host gets the trophy. You know, like when somebody gets the trophy and it triggers for everybody else? Hendrix would thrive in that situation. But otherwise, he is a kill stealer, a trophy stealer, an accolade stealer, And also I once watched him walk my brother off the side of a balcony. One of the earlier missions, when you get to Coalescence, when you get to Coalescence, you walk out in front of like this big circle room. Really, you know, if you play it, you know what I mean, but it's like this huge circle room, really deep room. Hey Flame, how you doing? And there's like this glass balcony that's shattered in front of you. And my brother was just like looking over the side of the balcony, but Hendrix walks that way, and he will just walk you to your death. Which is really funny. But only the first time. Oh! For the Dead! Okay, I'll have to remember that. How you doing? Spent the whole day playing Starfield. How is it? I will probably not ever play Starfield because it's on PC and I have a PC, but I don't like to game on my PC. Alright, so the next trophy is when we're escaping the lodge. Walk up to the TV in the waiting room. Alright, back out we go. Wait, what are you on now? Oh, this is a PlayStation. PlayStation 5. Oh, nice. Which Mortal Kombat is that now? Have you been doing the whole time? Good, thank you. I took a year's break from streaming. And I waited until I missed it again and then I came back. Which I think was the best approach because as I was talking last stream, I burned out on streaming so bad. I was definitely just going through the motions after a certain point. I'm so close to the 100% on Black Ops 3, all I need is weapon grind and accolades, but I just can't be asked. Yeah, that's exactly where I am now as well. Weapon grind and accolades. And luckily you grind a bunch of kills whilst doing the accolades, which has, like, softened the blow a bit. But, yeah, it's miserable. Has its flaws, but it's a great time. Yeah, that seems to be the, like, the collective opinion. I also felt that about, Skyrim as well. Like, it's definitely just, like, the most broken thing I've ever played, but I'll be damned if I don't play every single version of that. They're technically calling it 1. That's so confusing.
Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful.
With your ability. I remember Zero Punctuation said that this game like sucks Stephen King off really hard. And it does. It does. Like, I really love Stephen King, but like I can't put it into words that wouldn't be embarrassing to say how bad it's sucking this. Really good blood pressure apart from when I was talking to the nurse about video games. Oh! Clearly something that matters a lot to you. And me. Soulmates! Yeah, yeah, to be fair, the channel has grown. It's been a... Oh, oops. I'm not paying attention. This is like that one haunted house from Silent Hill 3. Right, there should be a TV in here. In the waiting room? Maybe it's a different... Ow! Maybe it's a... Hello! Tet! Ow! Thanks for the raid, Tet. Welcome. Welcome in. I'm trying to find a TV that I have to watch for a trophy. Yeah, Cyberpunk was one of my final straws. I played Cyberpunk and I was like, wow, I'm really not having fun with this anymore. And then I stopped for a year. Don't tell Maverick though, he'll be very upset. Did you forget to feed the shadow demons? What? Oh, congratulations on your surgery. I hope it is smooth. How was your stream today, Tit? I saw you were playing Forza Horizon 5? Yeah, at the moment it's just when I'm feeling it. Like, back before I stopped, I was doing a few hours every... At first it was every day, and then it was every other day, because I was burning out. And then it was, like, every other day, but I'd cut it short, and then, just keep using the thingy. Oh, well, I mean, Maverick is, like, the evangelist of Cyberpunk. I've never seen anybody be so, like, keen about, like, recommending it to others. Okay, here we go. Hey, potatoes! Okay, cool. Now we don't have any more missables until episode 5. Hey, Gaga! Meowdy. Okay, now I can actually pay attention because I don't need to look at my notes. So we have to get out of here. And I don't have... Oh, I guess we make this break it? I got a dab. Oh, whoops. Hey, Bellamy. How you doing? I need to get rid of that fucking dab points thing. I did that back when the point rewards thing had just been made. And I was desperate to come up with reasons to like have people spend points. I was like, this is so cool. Such a fun little interactive thing to do. And now... I'll be like fighting a boss and people will be like, oh, Mert, you're supposed to dab now. And I'm like, oh my god. To be fair, Alan Wake's a little bit more chill. I'm good, thanks, Bellamy. We are playing some Alan Wake, as you can probably tell. We're talking about Black Ops 3. And I was, at one point, I was saying that I started Psychonauts 2 the other day, and I really like it. I've been playing it... Hey, Spaceosaurus, how are you? I've been playing it on mute whilst watching films with my friends, though, so I've definitely not been getting the full experience. Do I ever, though? Hey, Smooth. Bosh. Who's the dude wearing the massive red jacket? I thought you meant, like, on my camera or something. I think it's just one of my, like... One of, like, Alan's gal pals. Not sure if it's the... Wow, we all having surgery? I feel slight FOMO. Also, dab again. Awful. I remember being pretty impressed with lighting at the time. Yeah, this game does a lot with light. A lot. I do think that the concept is really interesting. I played this on the original Xbox. The original Xbox? I played this on Xbox 360, which is by no means the original Xbox. With some of these fights, I have no idea whether it's like kill everything or if it's a run past everything and press a button, a la the Combiner? Combine Harvester. How many points do people have that they can redeem dab? 3 times? Far too many. The issue with point inflation is that it gets so far out of hand. Really enjoyed it, especially the Silent Hill tracks, the different chapters. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, a part of me was like, I don't think this series deserves the Silent Hill tracks, but at the same time, I can't think of anything that sounds like somber, has no lyrics, and like is mellow and nice to listen to, so I went for Silent Hill. I would have gone for Signalis if it had occurred to me. Isn't he his editor? Well, that would make sense. That would make sense. Barry. His agent. I can hear those evil guys moving around. Amazing. I'll hydrate though. Ow! Spaceosaurus, did you know that was gonna happen? Your nose is broken when you were little and your parents never took you to get it fixed, so now you can't breathe through your nose. Oh! Well, I guess they never expect that that consequence could happen, but I mean, I'd be a bit grumpy. Wait, you need another dab as well? What? There we go. Alright, I'm getting rid of that fucking redeem. I'm 27, I should not be dabbing. I am old. I need to be buying a house, not dabbing. Yes, Signalis has amazing music. I really like Signalis. A few people have asked me to do a video of Signalis, but I'm like, I have nothing to add. It's just a good game. I was thinking if I ever did make a video, I would call it Signalis is my favourite Silent Hill game. I do like the fact that it clearly takes a lot of inspiration from Silent Hill and Resident Evil, but without like ripping them off. I feel like often people just make like quiet down instead of Silent Hill, and it's like really obviously derivative, but with Signalis it's got enough of its own identity that it is both nostalgic, referential, and like fucking great, you know? We do gotta be rid of that dab thing. Oh, I also don't have any cat treats. I'm gonna have to go and fetch them from the kitchen. I said that last time as well. You kinda lost interest for some reason. I know what you mean. I didn't fully love it until I finished it and saw it explained, and then I was like, that was art. That was art. Bucket list goal. What? Dab 3 times in a row, or oh, play Signalis? Both perfectly achievable. Buying a, I know, right? I was talking to a recruiter today. First of all, yesterday I went to the dentist in the morning, right? And I got back and my boss was like, where did you say you were this morning? And I was like, I was at the dentist. Perfectly straight-faced. And he was like, oh yeah? Interesting. How did that go? And I was like, I was like, yeah, just got some sensitive teeth and stuff, but I mean, it was just a checkup. And he was like, oh yeah? Sure it was. And it occurred to me, I was like, he thinks I'm fucking interviewing for another job. He thinks I'm a... Well, I mean, I would if I could, but I was like, this man thinks I'm jumping ship. Because on not Tuesday, next Monday I had to take my new kitten to the vet for her 2nd vaccinations. And, sorry, I'm also trying to kill this man. So I incidentally have another 9:30 appointment on Monday as well, and he just does not believe that they are legitimate. We have the NHS, remember, Potates? Sweet healthcare. Sorry, I won't bang on the subject. I actually hate when people bang on the subject about healthcare in terms of like us versus America, because I'm like, yeah, well, it's all well and good to compare the two, but I mean, like, people in America don't decide not to have healthcare. I feel like it's just rubbing it in. Getting that cat treat redeem. Oh yeah, I see. Turned 32 yesterday, left at fart jokes on my phone with my 32-year-old friend. To be fair, you're right. Also, farts are really funny. It's like super funny. Oh, I keep forgetting that he will use the last thing he's picked up ammo for? Can't remember. Perfect, Josh. Mine was so low I should have practically been dead. Wow. I've heard about that happening. Apparently, like, when a nurse or a doctor sees that your blood pressure is that low, they just kind of, they play it really cool. They'll be like, do you want to just have a little lie down? Do you want some food? They're like, yeah. Apparently it's weirdly, well, I mean, it seems weirdly common from all the times I've heard people talk about it. One thing that I really don't respect about this game is that it will take all of your weapons off you, and then you'll have to do like 20 minutes without all of your weapons, and then as soon as you finish the no weapons segment, you walk into the next place and it gives you all of your weapons back. But it doesn't give them back as like part of a pack, you know, like in games when you have your stuff taken off you. It will give you them back as though there's just like 4 perfectly separate, different breeds of gun sat around. Just casually and organically. I'm like, why aren't there 4 revolvers? I don't know, the breeds of gun. I know that one of them is mac because mac and cheese. Gun flavors, yeah. Mine's spearmint. Oh, nice. What oh yeah, the shotgun is absolutely unbeaten in this game, isn't it, Ryan? And what kind of video essays would you write? Which? Yeehaw! Yeah, I guess, yeah, to be fair, you joke natural selection of gun, but maybe the diversity keeps them from competing amongst each other, so that's why there's 4 different ones. Spearmint is the ice staff from Origins. Hope they don't repeat with Alan Wake 2. I'm intrigued by Alan Wake 2. I saw one of the protagonists was some like random woman. I don't know if it's supposed to be his wife, but I'm more interested in the Alone in the Dark game that's coming out in January. It was originally supposed to come out in October, and I remember the devs just, like last week, they just put their hands up and they were like, it's not ready. We need like 3 months, 4 months on this. We need a lot of time to do this. And I was like, your like your blasé approach to this is actually quite funny. Right, well, guess I'll die. Yeah, fair enough. Yes! I just think it looks great. I'm pretty excited to see these things like reimagined. This old stuff. It is better than releasing it when it's not done exactly. I was like, yeah, big respect. You know, you didn't churn something out that was like so undercooked that it was still wriggling. Possibly.
Oh, majestic!
Scooby! A text-to-speech doesn't acknowledge your sub, but thank you for being here, Scooby. Thank you for the sub. Welcome back. It's been a year. It's been a year since I've last seen you or spoken to you at all, Scooby. Possibly horror stuff. That's where most of my interest lies. They'd be mostly narrative focused, so more like lore essays. Oh, that'd be fantastic. I think people love like discussions of horror games because I think there's like a morbid curiosity about it. Like for me, I always want the details, you know. I want to know why something this horrible has happened to this person, as in like supernaturally. And I want to know in graphic detail what specifically has happened. Like I'm the kind of person who wants like a play-by-play on how a saw trap operates. So just mad morbid curiosity. And I think that horror essays really trigger that with a lot of people. They love to get like a sliver of the experience. They get like to ride the thrill without having to do it, and they get it condensed to within an hour. Do I even exist anymore? I don't think so. Alone in the Dark looks great. Curious about how the actors are going to be. Neither have done a lot in the digital game space. I hope that they're good, and if they're not, I hope they lean into like the awkwardness of a remaster. Be like, yeah, this is based on a game that came out in like 1876. That's why the characters don't walk like normal people. But who walks normally? I was in Bristol with one of my friends last year, and what she said to me will never, ever, ever leave me. Just out of nowhere, she went, "Something wrong with your legs?" Hey, Androx. She went, "Something wrong with your legs?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, why are you walking like that then?" And ever since then, I have been unbelievably self-conscious. I am under the impression that under scrutiny, nobody walks normally. I'm good, thank you, Androx. How have you been? What are you up to? Ow. Yes! It could just be me. I'm not... I simply don't know. Yes! He's Roman! Alan Wake, let's go bowling. Oh. Maybe we just both walk funny together. This was in recommendations? fucking wiped out. Also, holy cow, we're in recommendations. That's you've brought me great news today, Androx. So this game is kind of like an ode to Stephen King. If you're familiar with Stephen King's writing at all. It, The Shining. I mean, if you are, then I've just explained something to you that absolutely didn't need to be explained. But in this, our wife has gone missing, and could anybody help? Theravin, hey! Take my light. Ow! Jesus Christ. Woo! Oh my god. Oh! That was a good holiday. I originally intended to come back jokingly on the 19th of September, because my final message was like, I will be back on the 19th of September, obviously meaning 2022. But I was like, wouldn't it be actually really fucking stupid if I came back on the 19th of September 2023? But I couldn't wait in the end. I was excited. Oh! Stephen King loves the, like, broody, traumatized author trope. Yeah, I've been saying, Scopes, I know I should probably say this for Video Game Club. For those of you who aren't aware, in the Discord, which is linked below, we have a monthly Video Game Club. And this month's game is Alan Wake, so I don't know how much I should be saying now. I guess if I say it now, then it gives people more time to talk amongst themselves, during the actual thing. But, I'm not loving it. But I'm also not paying attention. But the mechanics, I'm not judging the story at all. I completely forgo judgment on the story. I have no right whatsoever to talk about the story. The mechanics, I don't love. Is it horror? Kind of. It's kind of horror, yeah. It's not scary. I think it's like horror action. And where are you from? I am from England. Specifically born in Nottingham. I was actually born in this tiny mining town called Hucknall. And I sound absolutely nothing like anybody from Hucknall at all. And I don't know why. I don't know why. And then I moved around England a little bit. And my accent changed. Hucknall mentioned. And what character? The life-size cutout is my favourite part of this game. I absolutely love. Because obviously it's in the car, but it's also in the lodge and in the radio station and in everywhere. And you just walk into a room and there's like a photorealistic human being superimposed on your screen. I love England, sweet and nice people. Yes! Don't try the food. Where are you from, Androx? Are you winning, son? God, it's been a while since I've heard that.
I believe you. It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Anderson.
Yeah, I feel maybe when we do the Nightmare run, I will ignore all of you and pay a lot of attention to the dialogue, and then I can say that I actually judged this game properly. From India! Oh, nice.
There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it.
Boiled chicken not hitting like it should. Oh, yeah. Well. Yeah. I've got, like, food PTSD. The full English breakfast is the best thing we do. I think is a statement that can be interpreted however.
I had lost my gun in the crash. Mary was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I'm from Nottingham. I remember once, back when I had my Xbox 360, I got 2 free days of Xbox Live on this little voucher. I remember I was hanging out with some complete strangers on Dead Island because I was so young that I would just join other people's games. To be fair, I must have been like 13, so not crazy young, but definitely that kind of like ignorant youngster that just joins parties and starts talking to random strangers. I remember I was talking to 2 guys from America, and they absolutely insisted, swore down that I was making Nottingham up. They were like, "No, that's from the Disney. That's from the Disney movie, like Robin Hood. You don't fool us. You don't fool us, scholars of geography. You don't fool us." And I could not whatsoever convince them that Nottingham is a real place. Hey Max, how you doing? Chat is way ahead of the video for me. That's alright. I'll meet you here. Also, chat is way ahead of me as well. I have like 8,000 ping on my responses. I do like a fry up. For me, I love waffles done like in like a proper waffle press. It's definitely like a mixed bag when you order waffles in a restaurant or like a cafe, because 50% of the time you'll get a proper waffle pressed waffle and it will be the best thing you've ever eaten, and the other 50% of the time you'll get like those. It's like ice cream cone waffle. You know what I mean? It's crap basically. It's like plastic. Oh, I want to try Baldur's Gate. I don't know if I will, but I want to one day. Yeah, that's where the talking foxes come from. Oh yeah, they were blessed little American teenagers. Hey Smokey! Yeah, I'm back. How you doing? Soggy waffle. Have you ever had a savoury waffle? I once, like, suspiciously regarded a bolognese waffle. My British father-in-law! Yes! Britain mentioned! How can Nottingham exist? Million stories.
Oh, majestic!
Thank you for the sub, Theravin. Welcome back. Well, I mean, welcome back me as well. Look at us. Does English breakfast include the blood things? Oh, the black pudding. Black pudding? It's called black pudding. The short answer, yes. Long answer, I don't remember what it's called. But also yes. I want to look for collectibles and these fucking... Leave me alone. What? Oh yeah, I've lost my my torch as well. Yeah, it tastes like haggis. And I know that Scobie doesn't like haggis but likes black pudding, which I find bizarre. I can see a manuscript. I don't know why I'm pointing. You will not eat black pudding. I was watching Anthony Bourdain walking around somewhere in, it was Thailand? Can't remember. But they had this dish called Young Shit, and it was it's like all the stuff from the very top of the intestines, like the stuff that's just been stomach digested. I think from a cow? And a part of me was like, if I went there and I was offered it, I think I would eat it, because I don't know how you could go that far and not try it. But at the same time, I think it would kill me. Does he have superpowers? No, he is a writer. He has elbow patches on his blazer, and he quips sometimes. Haggis. Will you play Alan Wake 2 when it's out? I'm not sure, to be honest. I think I'd be open to it, but I wouldn't prioritize it. Bourdain! I love Anthony Bourdain. Is that spelled how it sounds? What, Bourdain or young shit? Yeah, I think it's like the translation. It's literally young shit. It's probably less gross than a hot dog. True. And I would... I'd eat a hot dog without chewing, so... Alan, you silly bitch. Can you carry me to Apex Masters? No. I am very... I've never played Apex. I could carry you to Overwatch Diamond rank over the course of several hundred hours.
Here to power up the old lights by the gate.
Yeah, just slurp that hot dog up. I put a hot dog in each nostril and just like inhale really hard. That's a lie. Look, I gave you all the tools you needed to get to Diamond Smooth. Oh. I think the issue that you have with Overwatch Smooth is that you just hate the game. Nobody's gonna like master something that they hate, are they? Carrying across the threshold. You're tiny as well, Ted. I reckon I could have a go. I could have a go. Wait, is Alan Wake actually implied to be a person of power? You mean like superpower or like Turin Pole? Hey, Pud! How you doing? I saw you followed yesterday. Welcome. Well, you're a great sojourn, so. Is this the first playthrough? It is. So we have to do an easy playthrough, a normal playthrough, and a nightmare playthrough. But I think the trophy stacks. So I think if we do a nightmare playthrough, we'll get the trophy for the normal playthrough. So I'm doing the easy playthrough now to grab as many collectibles as I can be asked to, which is why I'm running around the edge of everything. I'm really trying. And then we'll do the nightmare playthrough, and then hope that it pops. Yeah, you love Siege, and you're really good at it. I never see you talk about anything with as much passion I've seen you talk about Siege with. A simple life. A simple life. 3 Stephen King books. And a cat called Pet Cemetery. Oh, that's cool. The human version of an object of power. What? I didn't know these guys had really funny dialogue. These guys have got lollipop chainsaw zombie dialogue. Also, I'm really excited for that game. Nice to catch a stream. Well, nice to catch you, Pud. Just been on the YouTube channel before. Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really need to get some more videos done. I've got 3. I've got one that's going to come out on the 25th, one that's going to come out on the 30th, and another one that's going to come out soon. But it occurred to me, I was like, I've not uploaded anything in like 6 weeks. Whoopsie!
The car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was.
Merciless Overwatch 2 crossplay, it is, but if I crossplay to PC, I will have to play in PC lobbies. I don't like doing that. They're doing a new Pet Cemetery movie. Yes, Theravin. I also really missed the deep chats followed by sucking a golf ball through a garden hose. Oh yeah, to be fair, the only time I played a PC lobby, I was playing Mercy, and I got ragged on, so I'm like, there's no respite. Oh, potatoes. Oh, we got a heavy duty flashlight now. Gourmet versions of regular traditional dishes have made you roll your eyes, like deconstructed Yorkshire pudding. Deconstructed Yorkshire pudding could be reconstructed into a pancake. I guess it would be super floury though.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far.
What really bothers me? Gosh. The thing is, this is the kind of thing where if you'd have caught me on like the right train of thought, I'd be able to reel off like 50 pet peeves about food. I hate when they advertise garlic pizza bread, but it's just garlic bread that's circular. I want it to be cheesy with a base. One of my other pet peeves about food. But yeah, deconstructed Yorkshire pudding. I don't think I've ever seen a deconstructed meal. Oh, we could finally have a team, an Overwatch team. Oh. Foot pet peeve. Oh, food pet peeve. Too much sauce. I don't like food when the sauce is really watery because they've not like reduced it. I'm like, if you boiled this sauce for like 7 more minutes, it'd be fine. But when they do it and it's like, you can kind of see stuff swimming in it. Don't know many people who would want the sauce on their feet. I remember, this might be a TMI story. Don't worry, it's not about my feet. Technically it is. I remember once I stayed at a girl's house that I went to school with. And she had these really old cats. They were like pretty old. I remember I know what these are. I remember I woke up in the morning and went to the bathroom, went to the loo, pulled up my trousers, went to the sink to wash my hands and stepped in what definitely like looked like Angel Delight. If you ever seen those like packets of chocolate Angel Delight. Because the cat would just like dump around the house. Not on purpose, obviously, they got old, but when you were talking about sauce on your feet, I flashed right back to that. Right back. That hit me like a bus. I haven't had Angel Delight in ages. Oh, that was there. Oh. Thank you, Alice. Hey, Andy, welcome. Have you ever stood in poo? Was it human? I knew there'd be a manuscript somewhere amongst all these.
Someone had left a gun behind.
Yeah, this torch is like the smallest pinprick ever. Hearing it mentioned at the end of every video, yes, there was a point in my videos where I stopped appending the fact that I streamed to the end of it because I was like, I technically don't stream, so I can't keep pitching my Twitch channel. People show up and I'm just not there. Yes! Beat! Feeling blessed. Welcome, Beat. Angel Delight pudding that's basically just layers of strawberry chocolate, banana, Angel Delight and custard. Ah, so my soul food, my favourite, my most nostalgic meal ever. In Morrison's, when you used to go and get those ready cake mixes, you know. Like the Betty Crocker Devil Foods kind of stuff. There was this one type of cake mix. And it was called Rainbow Cake, and it was like vanilla sponge with like delicious chocolate sauce on top. And I think they discontinued it. And a few years ago I was able to find a picture of it so I could at least verify that it existed at one point. But unfortunately I don't think it's there anymore, and I also can't find pictures of it. I'm sad, but that was my childhood food. Showing up every Thursday, yeah. I was just like, yeah, I'll pitch my stream. I'll definitely start streaming again in like a week. You've been hallucinating puddings again? Always. Always. It's like when people see a mirage in the desert. Waiting for a stream to start for like 30 minutes. I even turned the notifications on. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Why are they ghosts? They're called Taken. And the implication is that they're possessed townfolk? Marbled rainbow cake. Yes! I didn't realise that my schedule was still notifying people until... Oh! Oh, yeah, I didn't realise that my schedule was still notifying people. I was horrified when Smooth told me that if you had notifications active, you would be told that I was streaming every day at 8 PM. You did, Kayleen, you did. What a selfless woman. Apparently I need a visa next year to visit a country. I'm unhappy about this. Some countries, like, the visa is just obscene in how easy it is to get. Like, if you want to go to Laos, you literally just pay like €30 at the...
Hello? Anybody
30
here?
euro. Sorry, my friend from Ireland was telling me about it, so I'm like, yeah, it's only €30. I don't know what that is in stiff British pounds. But yeah, only €30 to get a visa to go to Laos for like, I think it's like 90 days. But I remember my parents trying to get travel visas for America. I guess it was post, you know, post 9/11, so I suppose it was really fucking hard to do that at the time. But yeah, some countries are just like wrapped up so tight, and the other ones are like, yeah, come in, funny. A visa to live in the homies' hearts. You've got a student visa.
I know you. You were in jail the other
You only ever get notified on Sundays. Christ is watching. He went for the moonshine. I don't remember much of this game's plot. Me neither.
You're not gonna miss it.
Euro?
Looney bin. My buddy, Danny.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Something's gone.
I saw somebody talking the other day about, you know, those old episodes of Friends where they'd run all the way up to the gate because there was only like metal detector security.
Follow up to a real good movie. The best friends. Suddenly the bad guy.
The shit she had to bring.
Who wrote this?
Awesome. Whereabouts is she going though? Like which state? Do you want me to pick you up? No. Okay. Well. Oh, goodness.
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's
How do I leave? Okay.
It's going to kill her and me and everybody in this town. No one will survive.
I remember I flew in on Virgin Airways. And this is like a really stupid little anecdote, but the TSA agent was just walking down the line asking people if they'd come in through Virgin Airways, but she was just pointing at people and going, Virgin? 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 And like everybody was like losing their shit. But I guess she was the kind of person who was doing it, she was doing it for a living. Like she was doing it every single day. She probably had to sit and watch like a bunch of grown adults giggle at the word virgin. Like 20 times a day minimum. So she was not, there was not a smile on her face at all. In fact, she became like increasingly annoyed by the fact that people were like giggling at it. Okay, alright, I'm pretty convinced we've got no more collectibles to get here. Yeah, she was the angriest woman I've ever seen.
Still a good distance away.
Virgin?
I'd need a car to get there.
Your older brother lives in LA. Oh, that's awesome. I have some family in LA. San Diego. That's LA, right? That's California. New York's cool. I've never, great guy, never met him. Never been to New York, but I would love to go. It looks very cool. I want a job where I get to accusingly ask people if they're virgins. To be fair, I think you could do that in a lot of jobs.
Down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I'd made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
Sophie, come in. Sophie. Oh, she's too clever. I'm trying to pick her up. Hey, Tense, how you doing? Sophie, coming in. Nah, she ain't falling for it. Cephas. I mean, in San Diego are like 4 hours apart. Is 4 hours far to Americans? Because here, that's a journey, you know. You get like halfway across the country in 4 hours. But if you're like, oh, it's a 4 hour drive, do you say, oh, it's only a 4 hour drive? Or do you say, that's a 4 hour drive? Jesus, yeah. San Francisco was amazing when I went, but yeah, apparently it's very expensive. Depends on what you're doing. Oh yeah, good point. She is my performing clout machine. She's Mummy's special clout machine. Yes! Whew. Here she is! Oh! My big baby. Ugh. Look how massive this cat is. Mwah. She is my performing clout machine, aren't you? She can sing. She can dance. Alright, you can go. Thank you. She did her time. Yusefka. I only call her that when she's in trouble. It's like her Sunday name.
I could go it on foot, but I'd make better time.
Oh man, I'm gonna be covered in fluff. Look at this. I've only picked her up. Only picked her up for a second. But yeah, I went to Florida a couple times and that was amazing. Oh yeah, she attacked your airbed. I think I'm the one who broke that airbed as well. I probably showed Sephi for the first time when she was a kitten. That's hard to believe. She's grown up so fast. And I don't know where Woody is. Probably in the crow's nest somewhere. Yeah, Florida was super nice to be in, but I don't know if I would like to live there. I moved from London to Edinburgh. It's like not far. I can go visit all the time and people were baffled. Yeah. No, it is mad, the perspective, isn't it? Like, my friend has just gone to Edinburgh for uni. And in my head, I'm like, well, we don't hang out that much anyway, but either way, I'll see you when you get back. Uncle, Florida. Yesterday I learned that my cat can attack. She had to go to a vet and was not allowed to eat for 12 hours. When I gave her food, she bit into my thumb. Look, she's a woman of purpose. Oh, I want to do a ghost tour. I want to do a ghost tour so much. I don't particularly believe in ghosts, but that wouldn't stop me from savouring the fuck out of Ghost Tour. Hans Wilhelm! Willie the dog. Willie's a great name for a dog. Hey, hey cat. How you doing? I keep reading that as Hells. I said that last time though. I want to do a ghost tour. Yeah, let's all do a ghost tour. Enigma, welcome. We're organising ourselves a ghost tour. Willie. Willie. Right. Perfect parking. I'd love a ghost tour. I just want to be thrilled. Excite me. There's some well fun stuff in Edinburgh, especially with the Surgeons Hall. Oh, I love gory medical history. Oh, yeah, why not? I need the trophy for getting kills with the rifle anyway, so.
Well, as I'm sure everyone's noticed, that storm we all
Birch, how many people do you know? That's obscene.
the boys at the Weather Service
The ghost tour of my hopes and dreams. The hallowed halls of what's left of my self-esteem. Whee! You can't catch me, I'm a writer. Ow. Perfect parking. Like a glove. When's Diet Coke sponsoring me? I don't think they would ever sponsor me. I have organised another raid sponsorship though, so you guys got that to look forward to. I know you love Raid Shadow Legends. Resident Evil Village for PSVR. Oh, sick. How is it? Yeah, I can't stop. First of all, I can't stop spinning this car out. But secondly, yeah, I don't think Coke need to pay me a penny. Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not fucking around on purpose. I'm just keeping an eye out for collectibles. I've crashed. Right, well, guess I'm fucking around. Ridge Wallet. I would love a Manscaped sponsor, because I would be like, look, I can't show you, but it's like a dolphin down there. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spit. Oh shit. For fuck's sake. Smooth as a turtle shell.
Well, as I'm sure everyone's noticed, that storm we all felt coming.
That storm we all felt coming. Alright, well now that I know there's no collectibles down there, we can just go to the end. Yeah, just unreasonable amounts of content. Mr. GG. Who is that? I'm out of here. I think this car's a bit better. It has a higher center of gravity. No, it's not better. I'm slipping and sliding across these roads. This is Stephen King's interpretation of what it's like to drive a car. Oh, so is that Manscaped to avoid? I've only ever been fucked over by one sponsor, but they did it pretty bad. And then, a few months later, they emailed me, another one of their like reps emailed me and was like, hey, we love your content, we'd love to sponsor you. And it's one of the few times I've been like, get out of here. Oh, you're kidding. Spill the tea. It was a company, it was a VPN company with a similar name to a character from BioShock. And this company was like, hey, what's your rates for a sponsor? And I'd done all my research. I had like a theoretical knowledge of what to ask. So basically you say, when you're doing something called CPM, I can't remember what that stands for, but, and also if you ever go into sponsorships, alright, I can advise. So when you're first starting out and you don't have a lot of bargaining power, you ask for CPM. The CPM is basically, if you say like, I want 13 CPM, it's for every 10,000 views you get $130. So 13 CPM, like the bigger company, the bigger channels can ask for like, well, they'll usually just ask for like a lump sum. They'll be like, I want 8 grand. And they're like, sure. But when you're starting out, you're like, I want 13 CPM. And to be fair, I would ask for 13 and expect 10. And that was usually what I got. I remember Raid Shadow Legends. One of the reasons that I actually do like Raid as a company is they were very kind about what they valued my content at, and they were really lovely and communicative and very straightforward. But this particular VPN, oh cool, sorry, this particular VPN was like, baller. Oh, wait, sorry, I'm just having a... Still waiting for that Bloober Team sponsorship. Oh yeah, they love me over there. Oh yeah, actually, you also ask for it over a month. So you say like 13 CPM over 4 weeks, and they'll usually be like, okay, but we'll do it with a cap of like 100,000 views. So we'll pay you up to 100,000 views. And to be fair, when you're a small channel, you don't really hit 100,000 views anyway. So you just go like, sure, because it's not relevant. So they'll do it over 4 weeks. And then after the 4 weeks, it then starts the countdown to paying you. So it takes like a few months for them to pay you. But basically I said like, I want 13 CPM over 4 weeks, please. And they replied, and they said like, oh, sorry, we'd like to do 10 CPM per 1 week. No. Was it like 8 CPM per 1 week or something? I can't remember. But they basically, I was so anxious about the actual number of the CPM that I didn't look at what they'd offered me in terms of weeks. So technically they'd offered me less than a quarter of what I'd quoted them. Which is obscenely low and like a massive piss take. But I was really nervous, and it was a lesson to learn. So I won't do that anymore. I know what to look for when I'm reading a contract now. But even when I was carefully reading the contract, it's still, I just didn't like scan it. I just didn't know what they could trip me up on. So I was like, okay, not realizing that I was actually accepting like obscenely low rates, like disgustingly low rates. And what I also hadn't really noticed was that they had put a clause into the contract called a make good clause. And a make good clauses don't fucking exist. They don't exist. I've signed like a bunch of contracts in my time now. So, make good clauses don't exist. I've signed a bunch of contracts in my time now, but basically what they said was like, hey, you were a sponsor on your Madison video, and we didn't get the amount of sales that we wanted. And I was like, that's not my problem if you didn't get the sales you wanted. And they were like, no, actually, if you look at like row 15 on page 5, you'll see that it is very much your problem. And I had a look, and it was this make good clause, and the make good clause said, if the sponsorship pans out in a way that we, the sponsor, feels to be unacceptable, we can demand 1 free video integration from you. And they were basically just like, yeah, so if you don't now do another underpaid integration completely for free, we will not pay you for the first one. Also, I'm gonna die again. Fuck's sake. Yeah, and it doesn't exist anywhere at all. Nobody else I've worked with has ever made me sign that. But yeah, they were just like, yeah, they were just really shit. And they took advantage, because obviously, like, when you're a first-time video maker, you are going to read the contract, but you do. I read that contract very, very carefully, but it's just in, like, the wording of it and the positioning of the paragraph. I remember the make good clause was, like, 4 indentations deep. So I clearly read, like, the top indentation, hadn't seen an issue with it, and then, and just been like, yeah, sure. And, yeah, they just took advantage of, like, my naivety and stuff. Yeah, massively reliant on naivety, because obviously, like, now, I look for a make good clause in every single contract I sign. I look for the rates in every single contract I sign. Like, I'm very careful now, but they definitely take advantage of, like, smaller creators. But yeah, they were absolutely... So I did my, like, free integration for them on the Shadow of the Colossus video, because I knew it wasn't going to do very well, because it was, like, a passion project video. Hey Thrifty, how you doing? And then I vowed to never work with them again. And a few months later they got in touch and they were like, oh my god, we love your channel, we'd love if you worked with us. And I blocked them on the spot. But on Gmail, blocking them just puts them in spam every time they email you. So I still sometimes see them in spam being like, hey, we noticed that you've not replied to our messages yet. We wondered why. I'm like, you guys don't even have, like... You guys don't even remember me after you did that. Yeah, the contracts are usually like, this is what we want from you. This is how much we'll pay you. This is when we need it by, and here's like the branding, legal stuff. Super simple. But never seen a make good clause since. Tired. Bless you, Thrifty. The Stream Element sponsorships are really annoying as well. I had one of my friends, they refused to pay her, and I can't remember what their reasoning was, but she had to go through like several levels of customer support before they paid her. Hey, Raid Shadow Legends might be a very overdone advert, but they're a company that values their creators. I got no qualms with Raid. I'm not out here fighting for Raid, but I'll be like, they've done enough. They've done enough. Well, to be fair, I actually posted on r/legal advice being like, hey, I have this clause in my in this contract that I have, but basically they owe me like $200 because of the way they've worded the contract in the first place. And yeah, r/legal advice was like, there is absolutely no point in you pursuing this. I was like, yeah, I thought so. They were like, you may as well just get your coin, because oh, this is gonna be awful and nightmare. Greatest bossy. No, I mean, I don't love Raid, but I very much respect it. Yeah. And also, the people who work at Raid are all really nice. Every single person I've ever spoken to has been chill. The best sponsor I've ever spoken to, Cool Shit. Because they were talking to me about film recommendations. I'm not getting married, but you're invited to my wedding. It was their mistake, so I'm helping her with that too. Got a few thousand that's unobtainable because they sent it wrong. Oh man. Wait, so did they send it through like a mediating website, or did they send it through PayPal and it got like seized or something? You feel tired. Yeah, sorry, I saw your message where you said you were tired, but I was distracted by my own story. But yeah, being tired on a Thursday seems pretty standard. I respect it. Hey Andy, thank you. You too. How you doing? We have purposefully... I watched that movie again fairly recently, so we trained him wrong as a joke. Yeah, definitely. Some sponsors do have like really rigid expectations. One thing that always surprises me is that when sponsors get in touch and they're like, so we'd like to sponsor your content because we love your content, we think you're amazing, but we don't want any sponsorships to be on any videos that discuss the topics of like mental health or, you know, all of the things that I discuss in my videos. And I was like, not even like a little bit? What did you think I was gonna make? Just something else? Like, yeah, if you could do something that just doesn't touch on those topics at all, that would be great, thank you. And I'm like, I'll see what I can find. The issue also is that the people who watch my content you know, have preferences and stuff. So if I suddenly made something really left field to appeal to a sponsor, nobody is gonna watch it because it's not what they come to my content for. Yeah. Yeah, they're like, yeah, sorry, you can't talk about mental health. It's too sad. We don't want that associated with our product. To be fair, I do have a lot of horror reviews kind of in the next month, so when sponsors reach out to me about those, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, who doesn't want to manscape whilst thinking about the lasting impact of anxiety? Yeah. I feel like that would be a greater cause for concern. Because I do occasionally do them, but I feel like something has to really like strike me that way for me to do a super upbeat video. Help! Manscaping is the only way I cope with my depression. Suffering from the stigma of dissociative identity disorder? Tired of explaining to your friends that it's not like it is on the TV? Try Manscaped. Oh no, I know what you mean, Kat. Don't worry about it. Try Lovestruck smoothies. The only reason I get out of bed. I think we should all think about the inevitable decay of Scobie's body. Sorry, you just phrased that so well. Ball deodorant. Yeah. Nothing gets me out of bed than the promise of scrubbing my balls with lavender extract. Yeah. A clean scrote is next to godliness.
Biggest worry all this time.
Look, it's me.
Get this thing moved out of the way.
This is as far as I got before they ambushed me.
Scobie is unreasonably old. I don't think about any decaying body. I fucking... Last night, I couldn't sleep at all. Don't worry about where this is going. It's... I found this fucking video. I couldn't find it. I sent it to my brother. On this fucking video. ASMR mushroom decomposes you. And I listened to that and I was off. I was straight to sleep. Yeah. I sent it to my brother and he just said, what the fuck is that? Oh, a hedge animal. Yeah, you could felt an animal maybe out of pubes. Accidentally cut down there without noticing once or twice. Hey, if you don't notice, then it's a clean cut. Manscape. Manscape and minis. How was your day? It was alright, thanks. Yeah. I'm pretty busy at work at the moment. But I have nothing major to report on. I managed to not have a nap. Pulled an all-dayer today. Oh, sorry. But yeah. Mushroom decomposes you was an excellent experience. I slept like a log. Slept like a corpse. Were they even in for like feet problems Enigma, or was it just a routine sock off that resulted in that?
Want me to do my imitation of Barry Wheeler? No? Thought so.
Wait, so I turned that switch. And now I need to get onto that generator. Okay, so I'm gonna keep walking around. I'm in one-person department right now. Oh, I had that happen once, and I left. Yeah, do you not take people's socks off when you take them to hospital? A sockectomy? Yeah. Major sensory ick. I actually find it the opposite. I find it the opposite. When I listen to it too much, I just do this. Okay, fair enough. When I listen to it too much, I don't really get anything. But if I haven't listened to it in a while, it feels like scalp tickles. Yeah, I think there's some pretty solid comedic timing when it comes to like detaching body parts.
And this from the guy who learned about Ozzy Osbourne through
Pedal
reality
edema.
TV?
Look at you. Look at you. I remember when you were telling us about how you were learning this stuff. And now you're like just saying words and I'm nodding. Oh, yeah, maybe one day if I ever do like a charity thing and there's like rungs to it, you know, like goals, maybe one of them will be, I'll do a Skyrim review, but entirely through the medium of ASMR. And I'll get like really up close to the camera. The guy that pulls out your beating heart. That sounds...
The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
That sounds like something I can respect but would never understand. Your cat is always. Any collectible? Yeah, would you be able to be composed? Oh, Scobie, I bet you know what you're talking about. Yeah, I want it to be the most awkwardly and poorly made ASMR video ever. Yeah, and that's the thing about ASMR, it's super 50-50. I feel like you either like it or you hate it. And if you don't feel either way, it's because you've not listened to enough of it to decide yet. I saw a huge spider in this room the other day, and now I'm constantly checking everything for spiders. Oh, I want to see you get fighty. Oh, cool merts. Oh. Cool Shirts said, what do you want your promo code to be? And I was like, cool merts. Cool shirts, cool merts. And the poor woman I was talking to was like, yeah, that would be funny. And I was like, God, she's so nice to me. Yeah, huge spider. It was in my yoga mat. My kitten found it. Pulled it out. It went and hid in the yoga mat. And I just went and threw the yoga mat across the floor. Like full pelt. Oh dear. And it came scuttling out. It was massive. Cool merts. Thank you, PK. Oh, sugar. British spiders. With like an 8-legged tracksuit. The biggest house spider I've ever seen a few weeks ago. I tried hoovering me, walked away like it was nothing. I've had that happen before. Once a spider crawled out of like my sofa cushion and walked across the sofa, and I went after it with a hoover, and it just acted like I was never there. Oh, I didn't mean to use the flare gun. I was like, yeah, I'll save the flare gun ammo. At least I got a trophy though. Oh gosh, yeah. I checked my bag for them as well. Oh, what's happened, Potatoes? I can't believe you changed your name. Delinquent Potato. You're not a delinquent. You're a good boy. I find flies annoying, but I find spiders like primitively horrifying in a way that I can barely put into words. Yeah, good boy, Potatoes. A full-sized rat. When you say full-sized, because I've seen massive rats. Are we talking like cat-sized? Or are we talking like Christmas pudding? Oh, mosquitoes. What about daddy long legs? The ones that just like tickle across your face, and then when you realise what's tickling your face, you absolutely lose it. Yeah, like Christmas pudding-sized rats, you know? The two sizes, cat and Christmas pudding. Oh gosh, I can't wait to see that. Yes, they're an awful, disgusting bug. Spiders are cute. Max. On a trip to London when brushing my teeth, one came out the drain. A rat or a spider? Because I've heard stories of both. Yeah, a rat covered in brandy and on fire. I don't know what's so difficult to understand. Hell yeah. Ah yes. The Thames. My favourite river. As in India, I saw field rats large enough to be saddled and ridden. That sounds exhilarating. I really like rats, despite my fear of spiders. Oh yeah, the hum noise. When you hear him go like... Oh, spider. Gross. Mr. Anderson. So this game obviously is very forest based, and it has you walking around in the forest a lot. It makes me wonder how much of the map is like reused and flipped backwards and forwards.
Good luck with that.
Like the weakest shit. We don't have possums here. Can you believe it? Literally 1984. Wow, I didn't know I was so good at this. Oh no, I can't ick my soulmate. Our snakes are indeed class. They are grand and class. This bitch, no! Just got to catch a palm-sized spider. As in like a palm frond or a palm of the hand. Sorry. Yeah, possums are great. Australian possums are super cute. American possums look, like if an STD had fur, but in a way that I could learn to love. Yeah, foxes are great. Oh gosh, Max, I don't know how you do it. Daddy Long is flying over my bed as I was getting ready for the other night. Full on twatted it with an old box I haven't thrown away yet. An old shoebox for your hiking boots. Surprised you sleep in a bed, Andy. You always just seem to be on the road, walking, taking photos of the countryside. I always imagined you in, like, a canal boat house. And roll with the weird shit. Thank you. Well, I'm getting off. Well, that is too much information. But you have a good night, Josh. Enjoy whatever it is you set out to do this evening. Reminds me of my ex. An STD with fur. God, that's a grubby image. I love London foxes because they are like, they're brash. I remember walking back from work in Wimbledon back when I lived there, and I just looked like to my right into somebody's garden and there was just a fox sat on the front step of their house, and I was like, you act like you live here, but I don't think you do. And when I lived in Kensington for a little bit, I remember they'd just be running around like wild, so bold. I cannot do the noise of what the fox said, unfortunately.
See the building that had to be the Andersons' home.
There you go in general. Right, let's have a look.
It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned out They had
the air freshener there for like reference. Just chilled on our roof. Oh, sick. I think foxes are really cool. Bats. Oh, bats are awesome. I think bats are in that category of animal where you love them until they're like right in your face, and then they're the most terrifying thing ever. Like that for me is bees. Love bees in theory. Welcome back. Bear dizzy. I don't know what you're saying at all, potatoes. I am about to be combined. Yeah! Yellow jackets. What did the bees say? I'm Barry B. Benson. Oh yeah, I remember that bat that invaded your bathroom, because you thought it was something else at first. You can't hear bats. Bats make noise. Yes, you thought it was the biggest moth in the world. You like jazz? Oh, Kent. Oh, there are Asian hornets in Kent. Kent is a whole other place. I went out with somebody for a little bit who lived in Bridge, just outside Canterbury. Kent's really nice. Really nice. Really expensive. It's basically just still London prices, isn't it? But it's pretty. Still have rabies. Yeah. Yeah, that rings some bell, but I don't know which one. What's a lanternfly? I checked before I carried out of the house. So brave. Ah, gorgeous. Yeah, Kent is beautiful. The Cotswolds are really nice as well. Visited my mum, no, my friend's mum, where she was, no, my friend, where she was dog sitting for her mum in a small village at the weekend, and I got to drive through the Cotswolds, and I was like, wow, this is gorgeous. Yeah, I'm the same, Kat. Like, I found it really difficult to readjust to prices.
I had to find a key
People were like, oh my god, it's £5 a pint in here. And I would be like, that's really expensive? Because I used to work in Leicester Square, and I remember when we went out for like drinks after work, the later it got, the more expensive the drinks were. And gosh, I remember it's like 18 quid for a rum and coke in some of those places. So when people are like, oh my god, it's like 6 quid for a rum and coke here, I'm like, that's not what we want to be paying. Oh no, something far more delicious. I don't know where to go, because I have to open the silo. Maybe I just shoot it. Sometimes it just makes you shoot things. London's ridiculous, isn't it? Oh, hey, hey, Moissanite, or Strong, how you doing? Oh, I have the key. Okay, well, that's on me.
Hey, let's go, man.
Oh yeah, 6 quid for a pint in Manchester sucks. Remember I went to Manchester for like a work meal about a year ago, I think, and they booked a table at this place called Tattoo in Manchester. And Tattoo is somewhere that it's like I would never be able to afford to eat there if my work wasn't paying for it. Remember, we all sat around and had this company meal. It's like 400 quid. Oh yeah. But I remember I was eating well past full. I normally hate the sensation of being full. I don't like being bloated whatsoever. But when we were eating at this place, I was like, yeah. I think I'm going to eat just slightly too much. I'm going to be uncomfortable the entire walk home. I'm going to try everything on the menu.
It's a crazy place for crazy people.
We should feel right
2 bed in Limehouse and was like 2.5k a month. Yeah. Yeah, in Wimbledon it was a 1 bed was 1.5. The vomitorium. It does hit different on a capitalist dime. I was like, well, I mean, you're keeping me happy. I'm the memes of production. Yeah, I think if you go somewhere and you would never ever ever normally eat there, also I'm just gonna look for collectibles, and it's on the boss's dime, I'm like, I'll have 6. Yeah. Oh, look at you, Enigma, living the high life. Yeah, I remember I used to work for this place, and you'd never pay for a drink when you went out. You'd have to hang out with the people that worked there. And I work in tech, which hopefully gives you a little bit of perspective. I remember I always got stuck with this one guy who just never brushed his teeth. Oh. But I always had a free drink in my hand, and it softened the blow so much. Absolutely stipsy. I live in a boring rural farming state, so probably like 3 chicken eggs and a basket of wheat. Maybe get some moonshine. Colour his teeth. I don't know. I don't remember them being bad teeth, weirdly. He just had a really bad breath. really bad. And he'd always drink like obscure ales as well, so it would be like very hot, ale-y, bad breath. A barista? Damn! I remember my first office had a coffee shop in the ground floor that the company owned, but we did not have Prosecco on tap. That's very cool. Moonshine. Oh, Grim. It's annoying how difficult it is to properly look after teeth. I hate it. Like flossing. Because obviously, like, teeth care is all like preventative medicine, isn't it? It's like you're brushing your teeth twice a day to prevent cavities, flossing to prevent gum disease, mouthwash to prevent everything else that can happen. I'm like, man, this is too much. Thick layer of pale turquoise plaque. Do you think he'd like eaten something that had made it go a certain colour? Coffee and cigarettes breath. Oh, every arts teacher. Every arts teacher.
Can you hear that, Al? Music?
Laying down under the Prosecco tap. Yeah, like Homer Simpson style.
That's the message the Andersons.
Enigma, you pop in with the most out-of-pocket shit.
Lady of the Light? Oh, that's gotta be what's her face, the crazy lamp lady from the town.
My parents are on holiday in Trier.
Must be.
Oh, they're having burgers. Good for them. I went to Trier with my friend, and we had a really good time. But the unfortunate thing was that the first night, because we went in December, and it was like -10 at night. It was really cold. Like, it was the kind of cold where you go out and it hurts. Like, it's a kind of cold that I've never experienced before in my life. And I was unprepared for it, and I had, like, my coat, but I didn't have, like, gloves and scarves and stuff, and neither did the guy I went with.
Okay.
And I remember we just could not go outside. So we wanted to go out to, like, a restaurant and get some drinks and stuff, but we could not at all. So we stayed in the hotel bar and just had drinks, but we didn't have anything to do, so we just drank for a really, really long time, just kind of chatting. We had a really good time. But on the day after, the second day of our trip, I was too hungover to go and see Trier, so I've seen very little of Trier. Self-consciousness of however that is because it's immense. Yeah, I know what you mean. Being self-conscious of your teeth really sucks.
I'm a writer, goddammit.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10
Yes.
books a year.
Let's all
And
schedule our
they'd be
dental
the best
appointments.
books that year.
Good old weather. Oh, it was absolutely
That's right,
frozen.
I couldn't, but I could.
It's like the kind of weather where your nose doesn't run because it's too cold.
I know. I'm gonna get the recipe off those coots and be
Oh, I think that's pretty common, Kat.
booze millionaire.
I just miss her, Barry. I just want.
Well, it's pizza based on a medium noodles glossy diet. Goodness gracious.
We're gonna make it up.
He's got like mood ring teeth. When he's angry, they go red. When he's romantic, they go pink. Texas? This is how we talk in Tucson, Arizona. I have too many teeth, so it's mad overcrowded, so I don't show them at all. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I have overcrowded teeth. I get them from my dad. My dad's got mega overcrowded teeth, but I had braces and I had a few removed. But then, because I had braces when I was a teenager, so then my wisdom teeth came in and just re-overcrowded it all. I actually went to the dentist, when I was talking to the dentist yesterday, I was talking about the possibility of getting like an upper Invisalign or something, just to even it all out. Turns out that you get braces when you're a teenager for free for a reason. So I am going to have to think about that.
Alice, I'm coming. It's all right. I'm coming.
It was a crazy drunken
A Sims plum bob, yes. I was on so ill for so long, the amount of stomach acid I threw up has destroyed my teeth. Oh, bless you, Caitlin.
Moonshine. I was there, an out-of-body observer. This was the night Alice.
But this idea of a society whose teeth glow pink whenever they pop a stiffy. That wouldn't we all be so much easier to read?
I remembered being surprised surprised to see the cabin dark.
I had all my wisdom teeth
Alice would
out.
have never
See,
turned the lights off.
yeah, it's pretty uncommon for people in the UK to get their wisdom teeth out, isn't it? Like, I just had to wait for mine to grow in, but they weren't awful, but it's agony. Agony.
I remember
Tucson,
thinking,
Arizona.
I caught a glimpse of her form underwater, sinking into the darkness. Diving after her
An
was the
emergency
last
dentist
vague memory
appointment.
I had of that night.
Man,
After
maybe
that,
that was a code for
The
something.
next thing I could remember was waking up behind
Is
the
that you,
wheel
Jackie
of the crash
Daytona?
car
I
and
was trying to
finding
do
the
a
first pages of the manuscript.
Matt Berry impression. Oh, yeah. Did you, you know how you see videos of people who've had their wisdom teeth removed and they're all like wacky and still high? Did you have that? Because that's funny. Oh, I guess we jump in? No.
Jagger had Alice.
Matt Berry!
and so
Yes,
she
sorry.
had me.
My brother quotes him all the time. Tucson, Arizona. Coprophilia.
I'd been easy prey.
I really need to watch that series. I love the movie and I love Matt Berry, so just combine them. Broken teeth or abscess. Oh, I love an abscess. Doped as fuck. Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
My teeth in my pocket. Deceased Crab, who did a video where he was still super wacky from the dentist. I would be worried about what I'd say. I feel like I would wake up and find out that I'd said my entire address. I would be really scared of that. That would be my biggest concern. It's covered under medical insurance. Yeah, I guess if you can, you may as well, right? I'm stuck behind this chair.
You can apologize.
Oh, enjoy, Stipsy.
Put the whole thing together and put it behind you.
I only watched the first episode. I watched recently Garth Ennis. Shekel!
Majestic!
She's dead.
Alan Wake, more like Alan Woke.
Hey Shekel. I love that the text-to-speech worked for you, but it didn't work for Scobie. Also,
Your wife is dead.
oh, I was going to say you messaged me this the other day. You were testing it in my DMs to see if I'd laugh. But no, my friend Elliot messaged it to me the other day. I guess it's just you two are the same person.
Still hope.
Welcome back, Shekel. I'm streaming again.
Place.
They gave me morphine, and I remember coming to watching Kitchen Nightmares and yelling at Gordon Ramsay for hours. Was any of this caught on film?
Tell you what to do.
You play a woman in Alan 2. There's no such thing as women. Started telling my dentist, who has the same name as my stepdad, that he could be my backup stepdad, because my mum would defo bone him if she could. See, this is why I wouldn't dare do a video. Actually, maybe I guess if you do a video, you can edit it later. But
She had Alice, and the manuscript
yeah,
was the
being
ransom
absolutely
for her.
zonked. Like, I want what she's having. Hey, Intel Rush, how you doing? And Stipson, hey. What is a woman? Woman?
Yes. All right. I'll fix
Oh,
it.
Loom.
I'll bring her back.
I see you there, Loom. Edinburgh is so hilly. Yeah, that's like the main thing. How are all your like new flatmates and stuff?
I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days.
Dentist Dave.
Almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the
I'm good, thank you, Intel. I took a short break, as I'm sure you've noticed.
I thought
Actually, you were here the other day, weren't you? I can't remember who I can keep doing this stupid, oh, I was just gone for a little while routine with, but yeah, I've been good. Work's been pretty busy. I keep thinking it's Friday, but, you know, all is good.
To interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone.
With my huge charisma, I managed to infiltrate. Everyone here is from a different uni. Wait, so you're in a halls, right? Does, like, are your halls shared? Also, I don't know how you're gonna find student Shekel, because obviously you've been out living in the world for like the better part of 10 years, you know? Super independent, you know what you're doing, you've had to do everything yourself already. Like, the thing that I really enjoyed about uni life was that it was like adult light. Like, I could go out and just kind of figure out how to be a person and how to do everything, and I learned how to pay rent and bills, and I learned a lot about myself. But I also had like the safety net of a student loan and like lots and lots of assistance. So it's like training wheels for adulthood. I don't know if you're going to find students like really annoying. You've been looking at my streams, but I hope you had a good break. Yes, I have had a really good break, thank you, until I decided to wait until I missed it, and then I came back. Oh, hey CJ, welcome. Shek's like 3. Shek is like Schrodinger's adult. They're all insanely awkward, thankfully, at my dorm. It's all mostly just masters. Oh! Oh, cool. So you get to live with people who, like, have been out in the world a bit longer, but you get to work with people who are on the same, like, level as you there. I found going back as an adult hell. Yeah, no doubt. Like, my bachelor's was in history. And history attracts a lot of, like, mature students. But our mature students were all 50 years plus. And I remember some of them, like, really, really, really hated us. I remember we found one of their Twitter or something, or one of their, like, their Facebook. And they were like, oh, they were talking about students being, like, acne-riddled, messenger bag-toting freaks. And I was like, Simon, because his name was Simon, I was like, Simon, you can't post this publicly. Like, you work with the acne-riddled messenger bag-toting freaks. Schrodinger. Straight back to trophy hunting? You know it. To be fair, I haven't stopped. I've just been doing it in the privacy of my own home with no makeup on. I remember the only funny thing that happened with a mature student was that we had one mature student, and she was a woman who was probably in her 60s. And she... I mean, she was technologically savvy enough to do stuff. Oh, thank you for the sub. She was technologically savvy enough to do, like, the basic stuff, but when it came to emails, she was a fiend for the reply all. And she only did one embarrassing reply all, and it was in my 3rd year for my medical history subject, and we'd been telling her for ages, stop hitting reply all, so she had plenty of warning about this, but she basically replied all to our lecturer Carol's email to basically say that she was having the shits. I mean, obviously phrased very politely, and couldn't make it to the lecture. And all of us just got the email at the same time, and we were just like, can't even remember her name anymore. I'm going to say Julie. Oh, Julie's got the shits. She's not coming in. Oh, Julie's got the runs. Absolutely shaking out her trouser leg right now.
I think my tongue just took a...
Your fellow innerly 50-year-olds. Yeah. You're quiet souls. Simon sounds kind of like a dick. Simon was a dick. I think Simon was ashamed of being, like, the only mature student in a crowd full of, like, youths, in a sense that he was probably a little bit jealous that we got to have the full experience. And also just a little bit frustrated by our, like, youthful ignorance, because, like, we were super ignorant. We had no idea how the world worked at all. And I think it just combined to create somebody who absolutely fucking hated us. Wait, so how is rank going, Potatoes? Julie had bad case of bumwee. Yeah. Julie's been vomiting out the back end. More Angel Delight, yeah. National Guard. What are those? What are those? Demon Souls. Oh man, that was ages ago. Demon Souls, yeah. That's been done for about a year now. Ramona! Hey, my mum once did an embarrassing not reply all. It was during the protest against David Cameron trying to screw up student loans. There was a group discussing when to do a protest, and my mum didn't know how to reply all. So manually copied and pasted all the names from a previous email and somehow managed to... Oh, bless her. Oh, bless her.
You're joking.
This is like the time I taught my dad about copy-paste. My dad was trying to move some stuff from a Microsoft Word document into a PowerPoint because he was doing a PowerPoint on coins, because my dad knows a lot about coins. And I was watching him just like, click, open the Microsoft Word document, click back to the presentation, type a few words, return to the document, return to the presentation, type a few words. And he'd done a lot. And I was like, Dad, have you tried, not to be like patronising, but try Control-C, like highlight what you want, press Control-C, and then go here and press Control-V. And he was like, huh! Like, it just really surprised him. I guess it was just something that he'd never needed to do before, like a copy-paste. But personally, I could not imagine I personally could not imagine doing something without a copy paste. Trouser mushy peas. Oh yeah, yeah. It couldn't be a trouser loaf. Exactly. Yeah. I think yeah. Trouser Dr. Pepper. Yeah. I saved my dad a lot of time. It's like, go on, go outside, be with your wife. Smell the fresh air. You don't need to write all this word by word, letter by letter. Oh, sick! The National Guard. Like the Thunderbirds.
Wait, what do I need to know? What do you need from me?
They can be hurt in the light, only in the light.
Be free,
I need
Father.
To find Cynthia Weaver.
Go out
She
there.
can help me stop this.
Smell the roses.
Check. Cynthia. She lives in the old decommissioned.
Yeah, I don't know how long he'd been writing the presentation for, but
Come on, let's get back to your friend.
he was very grateful when I told him. And my dad is normally a very stoic individual, so I get the impression it had been a while. But maybe he like knew he could copy paste, but he didn't know he could copy paste between applications. I'm not sure.
Places at once. I need your help.
I'm really trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here.
Here's a list of people.
Mainly because of my constant fear that I'm remembering things wrong. Hey, clubs. We Merton today?
The TV show? Gotcha.
If by Merting you mean like talking over the game, yeah.
Who's Frank Breaker? He related to you?
I was active duty in the army. I have nothing but mean things to say about the National Guard. But they sound like the Thunderbirds.
Can you do this? You'll be safe here. The backup power's on. These guys need to be alerted just in case we don't
Duty.
come back.
You'll come back for me though, right?
As soon as we get the chopper ready. Thanks, Wheeler. I owe you one.
Oh,
Let's go.
well phrased, I see, Enigma.
My hangover wants a pizza. You think there's any
Yeah, to be fair, my dad doesn't watch my streams, so we can be as critical as we like. I've just watched Brian introduce the new server members to the Oblivion bot. They grow up so fast. Bert, KK, Mart, Colin, Coinlin.
Once I'm across. You stay here in the light and cover me, Sheriff, okay?
I think Merton is definitely like talking through the stream. Welcome back with snacks. Are you keeping track of the plot? No. I have vowed to keep track of the plot in the Nightmare run. I want to be able to say that I have experienced this game. Muppet, Plonker, Bellend. Because you stopped streaming, we didn't have many weirdos in the Discord. I'm sure we can collect some again. Oh, there's a... Ow. There's delay. Well, nothing I can do about that. Bought me some sweets. Just tried one. It's so vile I can't even guess what the flavour is supposed to be. Are you gonna slowly throw them away so that they think you've been eating them, or are you just gonna tell them? Oh, okay, that's not too bad. 5 seconds. Oh, Plonker. It's such a term of endearment between the right people, isn't it? Oh, yeah, my dad's called Colin. Colin's Dictionary. Yeah, that one sounds... Yeah, like, I have a t-shirt that says, come on it in big capital letters. And it's got a picture of Clippy from Microsoft Word. And I really like that t-shirt. I'm very proud of it. But it's something that I cannot wear, you know. A milk dud. Ah, no. Don't worry, Ramona. Shekel's referring to, like, back when I used to stream very frequently, we would get, like, real weirdos in, and I'm talking, like, neo-Nazis. But the kind of neo-Nazis who go into left-wing discords and try to make friends and don't understand why people don't want to like them. I do wear the cum t-shirt. I know, the thing is, it's like a perfect gym t-shirt, but, I don't even dare wear it to the gym. Same as my I Heart MILFs t-shirt. That's a stream t-shirt only, to be honest.
I couldn't leave without the sheriff. She was my ticket to Weaver.
What am I, an electrician? Hold on!
What am I, an electrician? I think he's an electrician. Don't bully me, I'll come. Oh, I love those. Oh yeah, no, you are the fun kind of weirdo. I wouldn't even call you a weirdo. No, Shekel means the kind of people that we kind of observe for a little bit to see how the behaviour goes, and then when they try and drop a white power, we just ban them. I got all the mods like jumping around me like, me, please, me, please, can I ban him, please, please? And I'm like, alright, so who was the last person who did a ban? Okay, not you. Oh my god. Hey. No. Hey, we care about Carthage and all that silly shit you talk about. I can say that because Scobie is my friend. Yeah, exactly. We need... I think Shake just wants a bit of excitement. His favourite part of the process is the debrief, after which we sit around and briefly discuss how that went. Oh, cool. I'm leaving. He still hasn't got the point. Oh man, yes. Yeah, I have a friend, and I don't know if she watches my streams, so I won't be specific. But she's really nice and really supportive, but she comes out with the most out-of-pocket shit randomly. Not like weird racist stuff, but more like conspiracy theories. Like, she was like, oh, they're keeping the cure for cancer hidden because they can make money off us for treating it instead of curing it. And I hate that conspiracy theory because that's an American conspiracy. Because over here in the UK, you treat cancer on the NHS so they don't make any money off treating it. Obviously over in the States you could probably make a good argument that, again, it is more profitable to treat. But she's like, yeah, they're making money off us, treating us. And I'm like, you've literally copy-pasted that from like Fox News, because when in your life have you ever known anybody to pay for cancer treatment? She's like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah. You need to stop importing your conspiracy theories. I'll take your cartoons, can't have your conspiracy theories. He bangs on about racist shit. Well said. Also, yeah, and to be fair, you're in Kent, so that checks out. Yeah, the NHS hemorrhages money all the time. It crumbles. If treating cancer was a profitable business, it would probably be a lot better off. The US does have really fun conspiracy theories. I should just sit at the end of my bed and be like, they're making money off the cure for cancer. Like, girl, have a smoothie. Pipe down. Oh, I've never asked her opinion on the moon landing because I have a sinking feeling that it will be something that makes me kind of die a bit inside. All of the moon landings. I need to nip in here, I think, if I can. Yeah.
I'm gonna want explanations, you know.
No, I want to listen to the jukebox. Maybe I can't. Profiting off false diagnoses. She wasn't aware the NHS doesn't work like that, but he'd also convinced himself the Tories had secretly privatised the NHS. And yeah, first of all, the Tories would just tell us if they'd done that because they'd pitch it as a positive, wouldn't they? Learning about how overworking ambulance staff are killed it for me. Yeah, for some reason, here in the UK, we're like, you know what? People who drive dying people to the hospital, really important jobs, flying well over the speed limit, having to make dangerous maneuvers to get people to the hospital in time. Let's make them work 14 hours at a time. I think they'll really hit their stride, functionally, at like the 12-hour mark. We'll get something really good out of them. Same for doctors as well, to be fair. I'm like, I don't want my doctor to be on the tail end of an 18-hour shift. What are you talking about? That's insane, Enigma. Insane. Yeah. Nothing makes me more secure than a surgeon that's so tired that they can't stand up properly. You can nap between runs. I don't know, I just feel like there's better ways. Better ways. Goodness, potatoes. I've had some bad ranked days, but this just seems to be the worst. Face down in my kidneys, yeah. Goodness.
Wait, over here! There's light!
Yeah, well, it's like, oh, no, it's alright. Our paramedics had plenty of water, he's good. Like, don't you fucking start. I'm just trying to find collectibles. Aha! I knew there'd be a collectible over here. To see what he had, and then immediately went into the toilet. Sweaty. Oh man. Sorry, I burped. Never seen a chainsaw one before. Oh boy, I hope it's not particularly invasive surgery. That'd be terrifying. Basically non-stop call after call for 12 hours. Yeah, I just find that stunning. What a bizarre industry to have like 12-hour shifts. That is also why I didn't become a paramedi. Beyond like skill, interest, exposure to the idea of the role, inspiration, motivation to do other things. Oh boy, became allergic to alcohol overnight. See, when you become allergic to something overnight, that must be a very difficult, like, lesson to learn. Because obviously stuff that you were fine with, like, the day before, you're no longer fine with anymore. It must be, like, the most confusing and frustrating thing to figure out exactly what causes it. 10 to 12 calls a day. Well, I hope that they are,
Jury rig it while I find the keys.
I already
already got electrocuted once.
Okay.
How about I look for the keys and you get burned for a change?
They're just a collectible, Brian. Also, I saw you introduce our new member to the Oblivion bot. I appreciate that.
The message was from Barry. He was getting worried at the station. He wanted us to hurry.
At a wedding! No! The most joyous occasion. I fucking love a wedding.
Keys aren't upstairs, Wake.
I'm just gonna take a quick look.
Oh boy. Red wine. I cannot drink red wine at all. I to be fair, any wine gives me acid. Lots of acid. I feel awful in the morning. Even after just like one. I love a wedding. Also, yeah, I can't find the helicopter key. Must be on the other side of the house. I can imagine farmer accidents are eventful. What are you doing? That's obviously broken. I think it's upstairs. Yeah, I like sangria, but I guess it's obviously because it's juice with some wine in it. Oh! Any thermos down there? Thermos. Oh dear. Oh, so it's below where I am? Hello? I don't know what to do. Yeah, oh, probably through there. Fingers crossed you can drink again. Nobody should be parted from a crisp beer on a summer's day. Oh shit. Don't flare gun. Oh. Thank you. Okay, there's our key.
Okay, Sheriff, I got the key.
Here's some stuff. Oh, flashbang. Oh, sorted.
Barry?
Why isn't he inside?
Oh god. Oh god.
Gas station and a church. My two favorite things.
Barry! Look out! Barry, move! Ah! Barry!
He made it inside, Wake. He's okay.
Alright, I have to stop for tonight because my friend is ready to play. And I have to go. Yeah. Rip Barry, etc, etc. Thanks for coming. It was nice to be back again. I think I might stream on Saturday. And that's all I can promise. But thank you for coming today. If you were lurking and you enjoyed the stream, please drop a follow. But otherwise, yeah, I guess I'll see you folks in a few days. Thanks. Bye.